I don't want you to get angry at me.
Oh. Whenever you say that, when you start a story like that, then I know you expect me to get angry.
No, I do not expect you to get angry. I just don't know why you flipped out on me over my texts. Well, why do you think that my texting to you on Sunday morning were aggressive? A couple of exclamation points you take personally?
Fester, when somebody puts a bunch of exclamation points after an instruction, what does that make you feel?
Exclamation points is emphasis.
Yes.
Right, but it's
all caps is yelling.
It's no big deal. All right, here's what happened. Julian and I flew to Fort Lauderdale. My parents used to live in West Palm. So Julian and I flew to Fort Lauderdale over the weekend.
Yes.
And we came back on Sunday, and of course we had the weather issues, the ground stop. So we're 4 hours late getting back into Tampa. So we're supposed to be back into Tampa about 10 a.m. We didn't get back until 12 noon on Sunday. And then once we land, I send Michelle, hey, just landed. We do wheels up and wheels down, So, as soon as we hit wheels down, I'll text her, wheels down or WD.
So don't you think I know wheels down means get ready to leave the house? Do you think I then need to be instructed, please be ready to leave the house with a bunch of exclamation marks after it?
So I wrote to Michelle, WD for wheels down. Please stand by to leave house, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
One more. There was 4.
All right, 4 and then Michelle is all pissed off at me because she thought I was being rude. That's bleeping annoying. I'm actually ready to leave the house. I'm leaving the house now.
Because here's the thing. This is what you do.
What?
You incessantly pester somebody to be where you want them to be when you want them to be there. No. Even the kids will vouch for this. You will literally tell me as you're like taking off from somewhere, please don't make me wait at the airport. And then you stand out there like a maniac flagging me down in the middle of the traffic area where people are getting picked up. And it's like, dude, could you express any more impatience with this process? We're just, but here's the thing. We all, me, Julian, and Chloe, have been made to wait on you, and you'll give us every excuse. I saw you weren't walking over here.
Listen,
I saw you just landed.
Michelle,
I thought I had enough time. I got stuck at the light.
This is not. Listen to me.
Fester, when you're picking him up, what does he say?
Okay,
don't make me wait.
Right,
Michelle,
don't make me wait.
This is not a discussion about this. This is a discussion about texting.
No.
And that sometimes...
It's a bigger issue you're not seeing, dude.
Sometimes when you text, people get the wrong message. That's why I don't like texting, because you can't...
Stop. Then you know what? Then don't text, because you're the worst texter.
You are a bad texter.
Michelle, those were playful exclamation points.
Is an exclamation point playful unless you're saying, come over and do me right now?
Yeah, I mean, you should have put a couple of... If you wanted to be playful, you should be like, pick me up now, eggplant, eggplant, eggplant. Yeah. And she'd be like, let's go. If you would have put like 2 eggplants and like a peach, she would have been like, hello.
I don't know why you took such offense to, hey, leave the house now, exclamation point ×4. I don't know why that triggered you.
Because you don't understand how scorned everybody else in your inner circle is by the fact that you have a double standard.
Yeah.
By your ability to wait for people on stuff is 0. Mm-hmm. And your ability to expect people to wait for you is 100.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You literally just said it exactly the way I thought it.
What are you guys are ganging up on me here?
Listen, hold on. I come to your house to pick you up in the morning, doing you a favor, and I'm 30 seconds late, and you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Where the hell were you, bro? Oh, my whole show preps off the thing. But I'm like, hey, we got to leave right after the show. And you come lollygagging, just sauntering down the stairs. Oh, I had to talk to the engineers about his case of herpes or whatever it is. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking to anybody about, but you're like, well, it's fine.
What are you saying?
We're okay. But whatever you have to do is wildly more important
Fester
than anybody else's schedule.
Julian even said this the other day. We were on our way to the movies. We were running late because of him, and he decides to take the trash out before we go to the movies. And Julian's like, "Come on, dude! Like we gotta go. Like, the movie's gonna be starting." And he's like sauntering, just how you said.
Yeah.
What's the problem? We're gonna be there on time.
There's 30 minutes of BS before the movie starts.
Every person in your circle, your tight circle, which I'm like probably on the bare fringe of, is scorned and has trauma of you and your clock regulation.
I induced trauma. Is that what you're saying?
Over the course of years, I mean, Chloe's going to be in therapy sooner than later.
Listen, this is a discussion about text messages.
But your text was just a trigger.
How people take texting and inflection and tone the wrong way.
No.
That's why texting is evil.
Yeah, no, and you, like, I think Fester and I have a measure of, we understand how to text so that it hopefully resonates with how we mean it. But you are such a direct and instructive speaker to people that when you text, it really, really is just off-putting.
Yeah, you are
I'm surprised anybody does anything for you.
What?
All three of us have been like, you know what, we're going to take your phone away, and when you want to text or email someone, you will dictate to us what it is you want, and then we will like adjust it so that it's nice and pleasantry and invites the person to do the very thing you are asking them to do. Correct, Fester?
This happens all the time, that people take texting tone the wrong way, and it's all in the way that somebody reads it to themselves. And the sender might have a completely different tone and inflection and intent, but the person that receives it is like interpreting and reading the text in the worst case scenario, you know?
But I think in your case, the way they receive it is actually the way you mean it, because that's how you text. And I remember this, like back in the olden days, we'll say, right? Before we had text and email, and how you would talk to people and interact, and people would laugh it off and be like, that's just MJ being MJ. But guess what? It's not.
I'm moving along. All right, fine.
Of course you are. I'm moving along.
I'm moving along. Did you like the video? Want more? Go ahead and click all this like, share, subscribe.